Chapter 904, Revolutionary Boys in the House. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm the best guy ever, and this is Hypocrite.
It's
a sleepy kind of day.
I stayed up all night because there was some guys. They tried to steal the ship from under us, and I was on lookout because they came in the night on the ship, and you had a good old baby boy sleep, and I was out there with my with my scimitar and my gun.
Yeah,
fighting them
that was
off
good
all night.
Using
so
that
I'm real
hippo
tired.
kung fu.
Yes.
Understandable. Have a great day. So, chapter 904, the entrance of the Revolutionary Army commanders, is the chapter we will be discussing.
Yes.
Cool. Cover page. Here we go. Orlumbus. There he is. In the Standing Kingdom, the trailblazing adventurer announces his retirement.
He's in the Standing Kingdom, but he's sitting down. That's why he's not resigning. He's getting fired. That king won't stand for this shit. He won't.
You know what's funny?
For it.
That's true. He's throwing out that resignation letter from Orlumbus. He's real pissed off. I've got two things to say about this. One, I think it's interesting that like Oda being a Japanese individual, like when Jinbei is like a very like Japanese man. Like he's like themed that way. So like when he retired from like the Big Mom Pirates, he did the whole like cup of sake thing or like whatever the fuck that is. It's obviously some like Yakuza shit or some like Japanese cultural. When you leave a thing, you get a sake cup, I guess. And like Orlumbus here is like, he's literally like sitting down in like the exact same way that Jinbei did. He's like sitting and like bending forward. And like Orlumbus is a European guy. This king is obviously like a European styled king. So like none of this makes sense like in real world historical, but it's just because Oda is a Japanese man. Like this is how he thinks of like oldie time honorable pirate guys resigning. They sit down and they probably have a little sake cup in front. That's kind of cool, and I think that adds flavor to One Piece. The other thing I like about this is it just me, or does this guy look a lot like the king that Mont Blanc Norland served a long time ago? Like, we don't know that for sure, but he looks similar.
Did they say what kingdom Mont Blanc Norland was?
You know what? Let me search right now.
Because there's a lot of kingdoms cropping up right now with all these princesses and kings, and I can't keep track of even the ones we already know about.
That's very true. Orlumbus is from... I'm looking at... It doesn't say. He's the admiral of the Yonta Maria Grand Fleet. So, I mean, that's all we know. I don't think we know where he's from, actually. He's just a strong boy.
This king, was he the king? Like, when we got the Norland backstory, it was like, was it just a king of a land, or was it a name?
Oh, there? You know what? I just looked it up. I went to the wiki. Apparently, he's from Standing Kingdom. That's where he's from. And apparently... Yeah, like, in here it's saying that Orlumbus went back to this kingdom to resign. I mean, maybe it didn't say that on this fucking page. Oh, yeah, in the Standing Kingdom. Okay, well, I was just wrong then. That was easily fixed. I wasted everyone's time. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. I'm just going to check, though. Mont Blanc Noland. I just want to see where he's from. He is from Livneal. He's from the Livneal Kingdom. Okay, well, there we go. Totally different.
Yes.
But I bet, I'm going to put this out there, I bet he's from the North Blue. I bet Orlumbus is from the North Blue. That's my guess. I have no way of knowing that, but that's what I'm saying. Incidentally, here's a point that some people have brought up. Orlumbus was the admiral of this fleet. He is resigning basically the commission that he had under this king.
Yeah.
So here's the question: will he retain his fleet?
I think. Well, of course, he wouldn't do this if it makes him weaker. I think he's doing this.
Sure, he would if he wants to be free.
I want to join the Straw Hats, and my crew like me, and they don't like you. They only follow
this
you
is
because
different.
They follow me because I'm the pirate guy.
I hear what you're saying, but we don't know for a fact that Orlumbus's crew, like, that he was like with Jinbei. Jinbei was a pirate, head of the Fishman Pirates, or the Sun Pirates. Or is it the Sun Pirates? Yeah, the Sun Pirates. And then, like, he just joined Big Mom and then, like, brought his crew with him. Originally, they were all Jinbei boys. I'm just saying that we don't know that Orlumbus's crew were like originally Orlumbus boys. They could have just been kingdom soldiers or sailors, and then they were like put under his charge because he works for this kingdom. So that's possible. So, I think we'll have to wait till next chapter to
It's
find
unlikely just because of the fact that that's a little bit complex, and also this wouldn't make
It's
too
not
much
complex
sense.
at all.
No, I mean, like, for the story, like, you just saw his fleet. Why would they just say, and now he doesn't have one? Like, it feels like a bit of a waste of a cover arc panel to show that he's got this big fleet, and then he resigns and he doesn't have this big fleet. Well, that was a waste of time.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that what we're about to experience in the next couple pages is going to address this. I mean, of this cover arc. I think we'll see exactly this conflict arise, that, like, he's got this big fleet with, like, 5,000 crew members, but I think what's going to happen is there's going to be tension, like, next page of, like, they like Orlumbus, but he's leaving, and the king is a meanie, and they don't want to work for the king, and I think they'll, like, a lot of them will, like, stay with Orlumbus. I suspect that's where this cover arc is going, but I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's simple, like you were saying. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
The only reason I'm saying that is, there was, like, a big deal made, or some sort of a deal made, last chapter about how there's so many people who follow Luffy, and a lot of them are technically Orlumbus's big crew.
But don't forget, that was all propaganda to a large degree by Big News Morgan, and, we know the facts.
Yeah,
or
but
rather,
I feel
we
like
don't
the way
know
this
yet.
is going is that this is a king, he's going to be at the Reverie, and then something cool is going to happen, and maybe he's going to like Luffy at the end, or the other people are going to convince him.
Shouldn't this guy be on the sea? Like, the Reverie is, like, in 2 days.
Well, we don't know when this is happening.
I guess you're right. This could have been a while ago. That's true. That's true.
Maybe he's
maybe he's not part of the world government. I mean, it's possible. Some kingdoms aren't, like Wano. I don't know. Whatever.
Let's get fucking to it.
Here we go, everybody. It's time. It's time for another in-between Straw Hat doing things arc chapter. So here we go. Momoriro Island, Kamabaka Kingdom. Here, it's the revolutionaries, guys. They're having a meeting because Baltigo got blown the fuck up by Blackbeard. Remember that meme? They're here. Ivankov, as we all know, is a big member of the Revolutionary Army who we met in Impel Down, and we're having a meeting on his home base because their home base where Dragon lived is dead.
Yeah,
that's it.
What happened? Like, it seems like actually, I can see I can see 5 empty chairs. I guess one of them is Sabo's, and then the other 4 are the other 4 characters we meet. But, like, did they lose? Was the losing of the base actually a loss? Because it seems like everyone's fine.
As far as we know, absolutely nothing was lost in the loss of Baltigo other than just a physical base where things were happening. So, I mean, that's an inconvenience for sure. They had to move where they were meeting. But it seems to have been basically a skirmish. We don't know of any casualties or... I mean, maybe there were some casualties, but, like, it doesn't seem like they're particularly bummed out about it.
Yeah, they just relocate.
They seem fine. And considering the big plans that they announced in this very chapter, looks like their fighting strength remains still tip-top. Yes. So here we go. We've got Ivankov just talking about recent events, they're going over it. So, like, let's not underplay this. Like, it's fucking Dragon and the Revolutionary Army, characters we just kind of, like, dream about what they're doing for hundreds of chapters at a time. Like, these are some of the biggest players in the world, and we finally get a chapter devoted, like, just to them. Incredible. Unbelievable. But, I mean, to be expected. So here we go.
It's important, because they haven't had, like, an impact in the story, necessarily, that much.
They're about to.
And this is their big moment. This is their plan.
This is it. This is what it's all been leading. Everything about the Revolutionary Army has been leading up to these and the subsequent chapters, I think. But we'll see. So, you got Ivankov saying, "Oh, Sanji was a prince. What a cheeky individual. And he was here and we made him gay, but he never told us about that. Oh, how rude."
He never told us that he actually turned gay. It would have been great. And then Sabo's over there, all happy about Luffy being a Kaido. Fucking, he is a Kaido. That's what I'm calling him now.
He's just, I mean, well, what is he actually saying here? Does he actually say anything about Luffy specifically?
No,
he's just
Sabo's
he's just reading about him.
His face was hurting from grinning too much about seeing what was in the paper.
We get to see Koala. She's very attractive. Cool. Excellent.
Yes. They get a thing. Lindbergh. This is just sort of like nothing. This is sort of like cool, but it's sort of like nothing.
You're underplaying it, dude. You're underplaying it. This is incredible.
Thing is that they're saying, Sabo, let's go. It's me, Mario, Monkey D. Dragon, and they're gonna declare war on the Celestial Dragons.
You say,
why
are you underselling this so hard? This is the most important thing. They are declaring war on the goddamn Celestial Dragons.
Hey,
Dragon and Sabo are together for the first time on screen, and you're like, well, they're declaring war on the Celestial Dragons. This is like
I
no
was
big
saying
deal.
that it was like the most of the nothing was like the top half of the page, and I was gonna skip to the bottom half.
Okay, but then you did, and you didn't act excited enough. Goddammit!
I'm dead right now. I've just.
That's true.
I'm dead, sir.
You. Okay. Well, no matter. Yes, the fact of the matter is. So the only question here is, they've been working on a major operation for Reverie. That's what we're finding out here. My theory about, or maybe it was yours, I think about the Revolutionary Army being at Reverie, it's 100% confirmed right now. It's real.
Yeah.
Major, huge things are happening. You are absolutely right. I still think that the Blackbeards are going to get involved.
The whole fact that they have mentioned that our base was destroyed by Blackbeard, that means Blackbeard is also going to show up in some form, like something's going to happen with him versus the Revolutionaries at Reverie, and it's going to be a big old hullabaloo.
Absolutely, and the question that's on my mind this whole time is, okay, so we don't know why Blackbeard attacked the Revolutionary Army at all. It must have been for a reason. Blackbeard doesn't do anything without having a reason for doing it. Yeah. So
I'm gonna guess that they have. If not a poneglyph, like the Revolutionaries, they have information on weapons or the locations of weapons. Yeah. Stuff that Blackbeard
I think that's
wants.
very likely.
And
there's going to be something like that.
He wants to kill them and take it so that he can use it to take over the Celestial Dragons or whatever he wants to do.
But the question is, in my mind, why did he attack the Revolutionary Army previously instead of just attacking? There's no reason to wait for Reverie for everyone to gather. The kingdoms of the entire fucking world in one place to attack it, unless that meeting has some significance to the plan. Because if he just wanted treasure, why doesn't he just go steal it when there isn't a massive guard? Maybe he could slip in among these kings and queens. I don't think so, but it seems like the worst time to do it. So I think something specifically is going to happen. The Revolutionary Army's motivation is quite clear. They want to say, we object to everything happening here. This is an immoral institution that needs to be destroyed. But Blackbeard doesn't give a fuck. There's got to be something going on with it. I don't know, man. I'm just really excited to see what happens.
I want to know what Black Boy's got his... Oh, I shouldn't say that. What Blackbeard has up his sleeve.
He's black. Maybe he's not black. Oh, you know what?
He's
I actually was reading recently. Yeah, fucking Oda confirmed that where... You know how Oda said that if Luffy was in real life, he'd be from Brazil. If Nami was real, she'd be from Sweden, I think. He said that Blackbeard would be from... What's that place in the real world where actual piracy happens? It's it's not Somalia. I think it was Somalia. I think it was Somalia. Yep. It was wherever in the real world pirating happens now, and it's a meme. That's where it was, and I think it's Somalia. But that's it for the Revolutionary Boys. We just now know there are huge plans to attack Reverie and declare war on the world government. It's kind of weird to me that they hadn't already been, quote-unquote, at war.
I guess it's kind of weird.
Their existence is fundamentally opposed to the world government, so I don't know.
It's interesting. They say the Celestial Dragons. I haven't checked the other translations, whether it says world government or, the stuff. But, I'm wondering whether they're going to be against all the kings and stuff, or, is Vivi going to say, hey, Sabo... I like Luffy, and then Sabo's going to be like, huh, I guess I guess royalty isn't so bad after all.
As a matter of practicality, like the world government controls the vast majority of the world, of the kingdoms in the world, and like there's no way that this one army can fight literally like 80%, 90% of the kingdoms in the world. So it's actually very smart for them to declare war on the celestial dragons, to want to like empower the individual kingdoms to rise up and like be independent and like run their own shit. You know? So they could form allies that way, especially with like Alabasta, because we know they don't like the fucking government too much.
Yeah, instead of the world government and the celestial dragons controlling all the kingdom, it's gonna be the pirate king Goldie Luffy.
No, independent states determining their own destiny. That's all about what One Piece is about. And,
no, they're gonna say, we're following you. We're all pirates now. All of us. All of these kingdoms are pirates. And he's gonna say,
you know
what? Shut up.
I bet that will happen in One Piece at some point. Like all these kingdoms will say, like, you know, rather than be slaves to the world government, we'd rather be pirates. So, like, everyone in the world at one point will become a fucking pirate. I bet it's gonna happen.
Part of my crew.
Mark my fucking
all
words.
The islands will grow like rudders and
Yahar.
oars, and all the islands will sail to the Grand Line and crash into the Red Line, destroying the entire Red Line.
Yeah, that'd be good. Let's hope that happens. Very exciting. Reverie is like we were not even sure last week, but Reverie's confirmed. It's in 2 days. It's like right now, Reverie. So there's no avoiding it. It's right now. It's definitely what's about to happen in One Piece. We simply just know it 100% now. So very exciting. Very exciting. What if Oda fits all of Wano in like a 24-hour period before, like all of Wano happens in the 24 hours before Reverie starts, like
that's
immediately.
Not, like, completely stupid. Impossible.
It could happen. It could happen theoretically. Like every arc takes the place of like one. Like I think literally all of Skypiea takes 2 days. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and in Homestuck, like the first like billions of pages takes place in 1 day.
1 day. That's right. That's a great point.
You can cram that in. Cool. Now you got so many characters you could swip between them. All right.
Indeed.
So turning the page, we got a really nice background here of like a pine tree place, and we got this pirate boy, the Pinkbeard pirates. He's got like a surprisingly really cool design. I love his fucking like.
I thought you would.
The thing on his hat is like what is it? Like
it's a griffin. A griffin, I think.
Or like a.
It might be
basilisk.
a chicken. Might be a chicken. Yeah, something like that.
And
it's a fierce bird.
He's got a big mustache and like a funny stance with hunched shoulders and a big gloves. I like him. He's like that classical sort of Yahar pirate.
Whenever there's a pirate, well, remember that one time when, like after the time skip, when like everyone came back to Shabody Archipelago, remember that like one like throwaway pirate, which is basically what this character is, that like Oda put in as like a pirate crew to be he was the guy with the big crab hand and had like clover-shaped hair. Do you remember that guy at all?
I do not.
Okay, he was a complete throwaway character who looked fully retarded. This guy, though, is pretty cool. And I'd like to point out that the Pinkbeard pirates, the word for pink in Japanese is Momo, and he has Momo written on his belt. And then also, if you look in the top panel, in the ship in the background, you'll notice little peaches all over his ship, and peaches are pink.
Oh.
That's it. There you go. There's your information,
everyone.
everyone.
From here, it's far away.
It is very far away, but I use my
scope.
My scope, my no scope 360. Yes. So this guy Momo is, I mean, Pinkbeard. I'm sure in Japanese it's like Momo Hige, because that would mean Pinkbeard in Japanese. But he's here. He's here to fuck everybody up. They defeated these quote-unquote fill-in Marines, which I think is because all the real Marines have been dispatched to Reverie right now. And this guy is taking advantage of that weakness that's happening right now. And so he's flying he's been given the name Pinkbeard by Blackbeard. He's one of these affiliate crews under that boy. And, in that name, he's raping and pillaging.
The affiliate crew for Blackbeard that we know of, I think.
That's right. Very interesting. Well, so beyond that, now there's a thing of note here that I'm looking in the Lelucia Kingdom characters page on the wiki, on the Lucia Kingdom page, whatever. And it says that, so characters who are from this place, remember that princess last chapter who was saved by Kobe and Helmeppo, that Princess Komane, according to this. So she's listed here as like a resident, because apparently she's from Lulusia Kingdom. But also listed here, I've noticed, I don't know why, but on this page, there are listed several characters that are from one of the Ace cover arcs, when Ace was looking for Blackbeard way, way long ago. And remember that place where, remember when Ace was given milk by a friendly milkmaid? Do you remember this? And her parents made milk. Her name was Moda. Does this ring a bell at all?
I don't. I think I wasn't reading the manga at that point. I was still watching the anime.
Well, for whatever reason, people are saying on the wiki that this is this town. I don't know why, but that, I mean, it says Lulusia Kingdom. I'm assuming that they just said that that's where fucking Ace was. So, I'm just taking that as gospel. Pretty cool. I love when Oda does this shit. He just brings back little towns. It's just fleshing them out. It's just fleshing them out. I don't know.
I mean, if there's a time for like a kingdom that has been mentioned to come into relevance, it's during Reverie arc. So
yeah.
All
Wait a minute.
The kingdoms coming back.
Wait a fucking minute. Could this girl in this arc, like in this little cover arc, who's like fighting this dude, be that little fucking girl post time skip? Hang on. Oh my god, it fucking is her. It's the girl from the goddamn Ace time skip. Here, I'll link you the page. I didn't even fucking realize this shit. Sorry, it's right. Fucking One Piece chat. Boom, there. That's the girl, and I'll link you the Lulusia Kingdom. It's the fucking girl from she's a milkmaid. It's Ace was there. Ace made friends with this girl in a cover arc, and now here she is, like, doing cool things relevant to the main story of One Piece, kind of. Incredible.
Horse time skip, she's there after time skip. Oh, she, like, on this page, she's fucking...
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. They've got her here after the time skip. Her. It's literally fucking her. Wow. Oda, you've done it again. You're a genius. Like, it's not even that hard to do any of these things. I just love that Oda does them. It's
at least shows that he's, like...
He gives a shit.
When he writes, like, I'm gonna bring back a kingdom that I mentioned in, like, I have a list of kingdoms that exist in One Piece. Yep. And I was like, oh yeah, like he has he goes back and looks at stuff that he has written to make sure, and like adds as many little extra details as he can to bring, like, his character bringing back skills are through the roof.
I mean, you know, he's pretty good, but is he as good as Tite Kubo, who just brings back characters who just seem to be dead? But he wasn't dead, and now he's back. Incredible. Incredible.
Who's the Naruto guy? I don't even know his name.
People Toby. Huh? Right? The guy who turned out to be, like, the big bad.
Oh, no, I mean the artist, the manga.
Oh, Kishimoto.
Kishimoto brought back literally everyone, though.
Well, you're right, in that fucking end.
Absolutely, literally
everyone came back. Like, people who had been dead for hundreds of years, like, came back at the end of one fucking Naruto. And that's why Naruto's the best, and that's why it sold the most, you know? It just makes sense.
I mean, in the West, trying to live up to that by bringing back characters.
Okay, so...
When's Ace coming back?
Yeah, Ace is gonna be back any fucking day now. I'm really excited for it.
Gonna awaken his devil fruit and bring back Ace from the dead?
Okay. Real talk. Give me literally one fucking reason why Brook couldn't do that. That you can't. You lose, and he's coming back, baby. Therefore, no one will have died in One Piece. Because
dude, what if he could do that? But they have to be like a skeleton before he can. So he'll just have like skeletons of really cool people as his crew.
That sounds fantastic. Like, imagine the Whitebeard skeleton in Brook's crew. Yes,
shit.
Please,
he wouldn't have his devil fruit though.
Whitebeard
like through death you lose your devil fruit. That's, I guess, how it works.
That is true. But like everyone would like play pretend. Like the crew, like all the other members of the crew would like put on a grand show whenever like skeleton Whitebeard pretended to use his devil fruit. And by the way, I'm sure that just as Brook's afro was deeply rooted into his skull, I am positive Blackbeard's mustache was deeply rooted into his skull as well. And so you'll see this mustachioed skeleton.
It'll be like all the pirate flags just are like the future. They'll come real. Whitebeard's flag is him with his mustache, and then he
Oh,
will be
right.
that for real.
Oh my god. Sounds incredible. Sounds fucking incredible.
Fanfic.
Okay. Fanfic, go. So, okay, let's get to this now. So Pinkbeard and his boys are just raping and pillaging the town. They're killing anybody who resists. They're taking the treasure. And here we have, literally Moda, who met Ace and was a friend of Ace, who you might know from a series called One Piece, is like, please, in her only spoken line to date, please, or, so far, please don't kill us. All we have is the celestial gold that we offer to the kings and the dragons. We can make that much, but we don't have any more, so please don't take it or we'll all fucking die.
Why would you mention that?
I mean, that seems like literally the worst possible thing to mention, so,
No,
deductions
don't attack us, we have gold.
Yeah, that's
don't
exactly
want
how this
that.
comes across. I guess she feels like there was no way to avoid it. I don't know. But anyway, she gets appropriately the shit slapped out of her for being a dumb bitch. But she lands in a handful of titties, as pointed out by the big squish sound effect as she squeezes that titty.
Yes, she squeezed. She squoshed that.
She did it. She did it. And here we go. But by the way, sorry, last question about this. I hate to go back because we're about to continue. It's just, okay, we know for a fact that the princess of this kingdom was stolen when she was like on the sea. So presumably, and we know for a fact that this town has been evacuated by the Marines to take like all the real tough Marines and the king and queen and princess and everything to Reverie. So my question is, why is the celestial gold still in the town if like the queen and the king and everybody important like left to go to Reverie? Wouldn't they have taken that with them to like give to those guys?
I
guess they just didn't.
Know. I guess it's like I
guess it doesn't work that way.
That's their backup. That's like their bank, their vault.
Yeah,
and
I guess so.
They take out of it and give every so often.
By the way, I don't want to underplay. This is the first time in the series we're hearing about this celestial gold. So we've heard about Tequila Wolf, which was just this insane project that the world government forces slave labor to do, that Robin got blasted to before the time skip, where they're just like needlessly building bridges between islands in like this effortless, fruitless, like monstrous pursuit just to like keep people busy in a Sisyphean crazy ass task. So like we knew they were corrupt and did evil things like that. But now we're learning about another tangible evil thing they do in that you have to pay taxes. Taxation is theft, my dude, to a degree. And that taxing is one thing, but it's that if you don't pay your tax, if you don't pay a certain tithing, they'll just fucking kill you. So like that's the real evil here. You can declare bankruptcy in the real world, and generally your government won't like murder you, though they still might. But apparently not in this world. So cool, got it.
Tequila Wolf.
That's what it's called.
Shoot him with a gun.
Tequila. Excellent, fantastic. Next page. Here we go. So
now we've got,
go ahead.
We've got Big Boy Pika Devil Fruit.
Okay, Gib, I'm gonna say something controversial here. Literally, what the fuck is Oda doing? Recycling devil fruits. Like this devil fruit was literally already used. It just is Pika. What the hell is going on?
It's Pika, but he's a mole.
Okay, listen.
He tunnels through the ground. He doesn't become the ground.
Now, okay, you know what? I want to give credit where credit's due. This is okay. So we've got this big old character here. He's he's big. He's intimidating. He's dressed weird. He's like a pervert. So this guy is obviously part of the weird like Kamabaka Kingdom like section of the Revolutionary Army, which is fine, which is totally fine. By the way, I'm just pointing this out here. Do you think that Oda intentionally made like the Kamabaka Kingdom like the quote unquote perverts, or just like the, I don't know, like I guess the transgender community technically of One Piece? They're like the extreme radical left of One Piece and part of the revolutionaries. Is it insane to think that he did that on purpose? Because like in real life, those are far left activists, and in One Piece, they're also extreme far left activists and semi-anarchists.
I mean, I guess in
Food
a
for
world
thought.
where you've got, like, medieval kings, being a gay guy is looked down upon and would probably push people, that sort of
I guess so.
person away. It just sort of makes sense, I guess, if you're going to have characters like that.
I mean, that's true. It's just an interesting comparison. But sorry. But on this character himself, he's wearing a skirt. He's got no shirt. He's big and gay, and he's loving life, and that's fine. So here's the positive about this guy. He is obviously the character who built level 5.5 in Impel Down, as referenced so long ago. Remember that discussion about there was a rumored tunneling Devil Fruit user who had once carved out space where it's not called Kamabaka Kingdom, but level 5.5, the sanctuary of the Okamas where Bon Clay currently is. Like, this guy is obviously the guy who did it. And that's pretty cool that we finally learned who that guy was so much later in One Piece.
That is pretty cool. I hadn't
he's an Okama, so obviously he's tied to that place. Yeah. I mean, I'd certainly been wondering for a long time who that guy was. I didn't really think that it'd be addressed, but it's just cool that we do eventually find out, and it makes perfect sense. He's an Okama. The Okama linked to the Revolutionary Army, and here he is as one of the main dudes in the Revolutionary Army. Cool. But again, this is literally Pika's fruit. Like, what the hell is Oda thinking right now? And I just want to point out that it's also very similar to Senor Pink's fruit.
Oh, what was his fruit?
Swim through solid objects, in a weird way. Like, I'm not saying it's exactly the same. It's just, like, Oda, come on, dude. Like, this looks exactly the way Pika's fruit looked when Pika used it. And that's really the biggest sin here, that it visually looks just like Pika's fruit. And I didn't even like Pika's fruit. Though I like this guy more than Pika, honestly.
Oh, of course. I don't know. He's funny. The first thing he says is, like, do you have a crush on me? And I thought that was really funny and really good.
He's kawaii, and I enjoy him. What's his name? I don't know. We'll find out later, I think. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. He's big and gay, and I better get used to it. So, so here he is, just, beating up these pirates, being a tough guy, and that's cool. He's saying, "Oh, don't hit on me, you silly boys." Literally saying these words, and everyone is just like, "Well, that's interesting." And then we move on to a lady here who's just calling people trash. She's like, "Hey, listen up, you rabble, you crowd of assholes. You're garbage, and we are." Oh wait, it cuts off there. Okay, so we don't see her full reveal yet. Okay, let's get to the other two guys.
We got a Crowman, also known as Steve_the, and Rat Boy, also known as Overwatch.
Ratman. Sorry, named what?
Also known as Overwatch.
Why?
There's that.
Oh, he's got like gadgets and guns and things.
It's the guy. The guy that he throws bombs. He's a fucking dirty rat.
Oh, Heimerdinger, Teemo. That's League of Legends.
No. Overwatch. You play Overwatch. Wait. There's a guy that shoots a bomb.
Fucking Junkrat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. This guy's like Heimerdinger crossed with Junkrat. That's true. I'm with you.
We know video games on the
we love video games on this esteemed video game review podcast. So here's a man who is crows and a rat boy. That's fine. And here we go. And here's the color.
I just want to say I really love this crow guy. He's the coolest looking.
You would. He reminds me of a little character that you once talked about like Death, who was just very shy. This guy reminds me of that to a degree, because he's always mumbling and nobody can listen. And he looks really scary and intimidating. Yeah. But at the end, there's a grand reveal. But we'll get to that. So here they are, guys. These are the 4 commanders, all 4. Of the Revolutionary Army. Obviously, the leader is Dragon, the second in command, and the chief of staff is Sabo. But these are the commanders directly below them. You got Morley, the big gay. You got Belo Betty, more like Hello Betty, talking about them titties, if you know what I'm saying. You got Lindbergh, the little rat boy, and Karasu. And there it is. And here they are, looking fierce, looking good.
Yes, I like them.
And I guess just to cut to the chase, they're just here doing some exposition. We're learning about their personalities. Ooh, they're so cool. And Karasu is being roasted for mumbling.
is like, he's the coolest looking guy. I love the fact that you can't see his feet. He's just like a big pile of fluff.
Yep, he
and
sure
then
is.
And like they're all saying their thing, and he's going.
Speak up, Karasu, please.
And he got really mad. He's
so pissed
category
off.
2. He's category 2, literally.
You know, he honestly is. Like, One Piece is on a roll with, like, badass characters. I mean, One Piece is just good at this. Like, badass characters who are just moe in some way. Or just, like, cute and silly.
Yes.
That's, it's great. It's great. And it just does everything right.
I can't wait to see Karasu again.
Well, let's read a couple pages further. So next page, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit. So Belo Betty sort of seems to be taking a leadership role here, and she just stands up with her very skimpy clothing and stands in front of everyone, in front of gods and men, and says, speaking to the crowd of people who's currently being murdered by these pirates, she says, "Now what are you trash going to do? Will you die or will you fight? Choose your own fate. Do you think being a hero is someone else's duty? It could be yours." And everyone just like starts cheering and like, yeah, she's right. And someone, just before we started this podcast, actually, somebody tweeted me and sent me a screenshot of this panel and said, wow, they actually put Best Guy Ever in One Piece. And I like that a lot.
Yeah, this is very you. This is
very me.
This is a very Nate thing, especially including the calling them trash part.
I was going to say, this is black-pilled encouragement. This isn't just like some bullshit like, you can do anything if you believe in yourself. It's like, you're literal garbage. You have nowhere to go but up. So fucking get to it, motherfuckers.
It's great here. But
right now it's great, but we'll see.
In the next page,
We'll talk.
They say something like...
Well, hang on. Before we get to that, let me just ask, what do you think of her design? Specifically her design?
Her design...
It's busy as fuck, dude. It's the busiest design of, like... It's, like, kind of the worst design in all of One Piece, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Like, look at that stupid hat. That, like, weird skirt dress thing.
The silly hat with the forced steampunk aspect of the Revolutionary Army.
Yeah,
like,
that's
some
what
of them
they got.
having it, it's fine.
Dude, goggles are so cool. So punk.
She's not even wearing them. She's wearing sunglasses. She's got a tie, and no shirt. That's a bit silly. Wouldn't the tie hurt your neck?
I mean, she keeps it pretty loose. Keeps it pretty cash. Don't get me wrong. I agree with the man who tweeted me. This is what I would look like if I was a woman. That's true. I would wear exactly these clothes. But I would know that I'm being strange and deserve to be ridiculed for it. That's how I feel.
She's got like the short like Sergeant Pepper's jacket with the military stuff. Yeah.
That looks good. I like that.
But the sort of like a weird flamenco dress, which is long at the back and short at the front. It is very confusing.
It's super weird, and like, honestly, I kind of hate the design sense of the whole Revolutionary Army. They look like garbage, man. Like, Sabo's design, guys, let's not kid ourselves. He looks like fucking shit. He always has, since he showed up again.
I really gotta wonder whether, like, why Sabo wearing a top hat became the Revolutionary Army style after he joined.
Because Oda designed Sabo in the past, and then he knew that he was going to do a thing where the Revolutionary Army was going to be tied to Sabo, so he just, like, ties those two things together. I mean, okay, to be fair, hang on, when's the first time we ever saw any of those, like, boys from the Revolutionary Army? I think it was during
one we ever
Robin.
Saw was Dragon. And I don't think
we saw a couple of the other guys when, like, remember when Robin was in Tequila Wolf and was escaping, and like some of the people like helped her out. We see a couple of them then. And they were a little bit.
Looks like you know nondescript sort of like you know, we're blending it because they were on a secret mission, so they weren't really supposed to be wearing a funny outfit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the other thing is. The one thing I like about the Revolutionary Army, like, aesthetic is that it does feel more steampunk, and considering this is the world of One Piece, which is like a 16 or 1700s like technological time frame, like, it's technically like futuristic for this world, and on that basis, like, because they're like progressive and they want to like move the world forward and like get out of this like horrible world government system they're trapped in. In that sense, I actually quite like the like motif going on there. I mean, maybe I'm thinking about it way more than like Oda ever did, but I'm over exaggerating. I don't hate it all. Yeah,
I think he had that feeling because like he designed
I think so.
The Revolutionary. I mean, he designed Dragon first.
Dragon just looks like nothing. He just wears a robe. That's all he looks like. So you know.
But it's better than something like this, which I
Bello
think,
just
like,
looks like a weird pop star asshole.
2 or 3 of these things about her would be good, but she's got like 5.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, I love the flag. She's like, I don't know, maybe Oda's been playing a lot of like fucking Fate Apocrypha or whatever, or Fate, whatever the fucking mobile game is, and he's gotten a lot of Jeanne d'Arc inspiration, or he's been playing a lot of Guilty Gear, playing as Sin, and so he likes flag fighting, and I like flag fighting too. It's pretty cool. I mean, she doesn't do any fighting here, but people who hold flags are badasses, and I love it. But then, the tits, the tits being exposed is fine. But then she's also got the necktie. Also, the huge, stupid, poofy thing coming from her hat. Also, her hat looks absolutely bonkers. Like, way more ridiculous than anybody else's. Hat. Yeah, it looks like a jester hat. And her stupid, skirt dress thing showing off. I mean, again, this isn't a problem that she's showing too much skin. It's that her design looks like ass. And I frankly don't know what Oda was thinking. It's you know what it is? It's that this character isn't silly enough in her, design, but she's also just, dressed ridiculously. It's like Oda's thing about always having to make his female characters, super hot. That clashes in this case with his desire to, make them silly at the same time. That's how I perceive it anyway.
You can make a character like this silly if you acknowledge that she's wearing too much stuff, and that becomes a quirk of her character. She doesn't realize that she looks terrible.
Honestly, I would put it even beyond that.
She's like, what are you talking about?
Even if the character is discussed, if the character's legitimately made it part of her character, she shows up and everyone laughs at her ridiculous clothes, that would be one thing, and I could definitely accept that. But nobody says anything this chapter, and this is her introductory, so that's not the joke that they're getting at here. So yeah, but anyway, that was a huge tangent. I love this girl. It's just that she looks like ass. That's all I'm saying.
But on the next page, we get a what is it? The rallying cheers of power welling up inside the people, and Mumbly Boy, I forget his name already, says, "Oh yeah, that's right. That's Karasu. The power of Betty's cheer fruit. With one wave of her flag, she's able to awaken the latent power in every person. Instead of being actually inspirational, she is just another fruit user, which I think sucks." Okay,
this is... Okay, I get what Oda is trying to do here. By making the character of Belo Betty, what the hell does that mean? It doesn't matter. By making Betty here, and, giving her this, interesting, devil fruit power, or this, this particular one, he's obviously making her to, manifest the idea that he wants, the Revolutionary Army to represent, of, inspiring people to rise up and, find strength they never knew they had, and overthrow their oppressors, in all these ways. And that's fine. But in canon, she's not inspiring. It's okay, I know what Oda wants me to read this in a certain way. I get that. He wants me to think that, all these characters had this strength deep down inside them all along. Betty just gives them a little push. She inspires them with her words, and, that makes them take up arms. They just need this little push, and they had the strength inside them all along. And they kind of do. But he's canonically saying here, Morley, that it literally increases their strength and, gives them determination. So it's not like they actually had it inside them. It's coming from her specifically. So when she leaves, they're going back to who they used to be, I guess.
It's just a stat buff. She's just casting... power word, fortitude,
and even beyond being a stat buff, which you're absolutely right about. It is. I know I'm taking this too seriously right now, but it's literally mind control. It is literally mind control to do this. She is interfering with free will right now, and that is kind of the exact opposite of what you want an inspiring person to do. She is removing agency from these people and saying no. Give in to your desire to fight them back.
The power to persuade people to do something that they aren't ready to do.
Yeah, exactly.
With a power would be yes, I can persuade you. That would be a villain devil fruit. But in this situation, it's painted as a good thing because they do want to fight back to win.
Yeah,
they do want to protect their homeland.
They do. This is one of those things that I know Oda doesn't want me as the reader to take it that seriously, but this is when it clashes with, how good One Piece is most of the time. This is a moment when I can't take it that seriously, and it kind of fucks with my enjoyment because this is literally immoral to do to people. And it, when I really think about it, this is the opposite of what someone should do in this situation. Like, I know Oda wants us to think of this as just like a little push to like, they had the strength all along. She just helps them find something they already have. But it's not really like that in real life. We know this. And like, this character should have been exactly the same, just doesn't have a devil fruit and just does this by calling them shit. Just
been like, she says all that stuff, and then it's like a comedy thing, like, wow, she's so cool, I've got to do it. Like, it could have just been, like, for no reason, for no particular reason, everybody is just enamored by her. In the same way that, like, Cavendish makes women faint. Like, it's not a power, it is just a funny comedy aspect, but it actually has real-world implications.
It's just that,
and it would have been great.
You're absolutely right. And, like, now... I don't know, man. Like, there should have been a scene where, like, this girl's quirk is that she, like, calls everyone shit, despite, like, being inspirational to them, just like me. But yeah, there should have been a scene where she's talking shit on everyone, and everyone's like, aren't you supposed to be, like, encouraging us right now? Which would have been like, haha, funny joke. Should have done that. And then... after she cheers everybody up and they like fight back and they win, she gives them like a glimpse into like at the end of this that like she actually does respect us and like want the best for us. It's after the fight that we see this from her, and up to that point she's just calling everyone shit and saying like you gotta rise up, which like the message there is good, but it's being very rough on them. What she should have done is right now, not of this devil fruit, this is a terrible idea. Honestly, this is an even worse devil fruit than one like Viola's in terms of like this actually fucks with my liking of this character. Maybe Oda will do something later, but like Viola's power was just way too strong.
Women don't get good devil fruits.
That's what this feels like. They get weird devil fruits that are like way overpowered, and I know Oda's like not going to do anything with it because he just like doesn't do those things. But okay, like there should have been a scene where like, they're scared, they're like, oh no, like, they're gonna kill us all, and Belo Betty should walk in and be like, yeah, you're weak, you're pathetic, you're nothing, and they'll be like, shouldn't you be encouraging us, lol, and then she pulls off her sunglasses, she has a real moment of sincerity with them, where she's like, no, like, I've been exactly where you've been in life, I felt powerless, like, she should, and then, like, but then I found in myself, when I had no choice, I rose up, and I fought back against the people who would have killed me, and now I'm telling you that you have the same power inside you, and you need to do this right now. Become a hero. No one's going to save you but yourself. And then there should have been a sincere moment. Everyone is like, holy shit. And then they actually do it because they're just genuinely inspired by her words. And then the punchline, Oda, I'm still giving you your funny meme joke, is that after the fight, she just starts calling him shit and saying like how much better she could have done it or something. And then they're like, I thought you were supposed to be encouraging. Lol. That's how it should have happened. And this is just objectively true. It doesn't have to be exactly how I'm describing it, but I hate characters like this who mind control people to do things, but I'm supposed to think... I'm sorry, I know I'm rambling a little bit. It's just that I know how Oda wants me to interpret this, but like he's done it in a way that clashes with how I generally appreciate One Piece, and that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It really just clashes with One Piece.
It clashes with the Revolutionary Army's mission.
It clashes with like things that have happened in One Piece when like Luffy just inspires a townsfolk to like just by being a cool pirate.
Yep. Remember when, for example, after Luffy saved Alabasta, like they were pirates walking out openly in Alabasta, and like the Marines came looking for him, and like Luffy and the gang walk right past the Marines into the fucking palace in Alabasta, and like the guards are just like, nope, we ain't seen no Straw Hats, don't know what you're talking about, like, which is a joke, but like that's inspiring people to like care about you and respect you and want to protect you, and it was funny, and it was funny too. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
the problem is I've taken it too seriously, but I also, Oda, come on, fucking dude, what the fuck is this? He just wanted to give her like a weird, cool devil fruit. Like, why did this need to be a devil fruit? God damn it! What does it even fucking do? Oh God!
It's just, I don't know.
This is weird.
It's a bit of a fucking shame that it's just. The one, that it exists, and two, that it's yet another female character with a shitty devil fruit.
Yeah, it really is. we all want better. We all want better. Maybe, I mean, Oda's setting us up for more to happen with these characters, for sure. So, I don't know. Maybe something cool will legitimately happen with her, which, this is only her introduction. I don't put it past Oda to do something good with her. She is a commander. She is like... Oda, like, if you don't give her a fight, like, I know she is a support character, but, like, I want to see this girl get fucked up or fuck somebody up. Because, like, she is a warrior. She is a warrior. So don't give me this shit of, like, these fucking hot female characters can't fight. Oda, come on. Come on, dude. Get serious. Get serious.
All right. So moving on from that.
Cool shooter. Shooting cool.
Yeah, speaking of cool shooters, this Overwatch guy from a cool shoot is pretty cool. Guys.
He is a fucking Overwatch guy. You're absolutely right about that, honestly.
He shoots cold.
He's being he's being the fat Chinese bitch, you know? May. He's being May right now.
The layers upon which it's Overwatch is unbelievable.
You're so right.
And he's got a jetpack just like the Pharaoh.
Farah.
Yeah, close enough.
She is Egyptian, but fair. And then we see this guy, this glasses-wearing muscly man, hashtag relatable, beating up pirates because he's been cheered on and mind controlled.
And then the crows. It's Bioshock, everybody. Here he comes.
Why is that? You can do a crow thing. That's from Bioshock Infinite, as I recall.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's right.
I remember
that's right.
That from video
so
games.
Here he is. so Karasu here is doing this crow attack, and he's, stealing weapons so that the townsfolk can beat him and stuff. I'd just also like to point out that this is definitely what we saw when Sabo left Dressrosa. He rode on a bunch of crows. Yes. That's definitely this guy's power, for sure. So that's cool.
I really like that. It's not. Yeah. Maybe it's a Logia, but if it is, it's a very funny Logia. And
like a crow Logia. Yeah.
Like to be able to turn into the element of crow. Small animals that can be killed individually until there's nothing left.
Now I have no way of knowing this. This is just a guess. I am guessing based on this panel where it looks like he's like breaking down. So we've seen Logias that look like this, and we have seen Katakuris, more like Katakuri. Am I right, everybody? Ooh, baby. Sorry. I saw that online. I wanted to say it in this podcast, and I mentioned him.
That's okay. You can be homosexual here.
I am a gay man. I am gonna guess that this is. It could be a special paramecia where he is made of crows or something. I'm gonna guess that he's a Logia who chooses to depict his element as crows. That's my guess. That is my guess.
I made that as a joke. I think he's just a paramecia that can turn into a lot of animals. Maybe he's a fucking freak zone.
Maybe he is maybe he's just some sort of super powered zone. Maybe this is like Awakening. Here we go with the Awakening bullshit. Yeah.
Oh wait, if Awakening means you can turn into lots of the animal that you are,
no.
Then Chopper will just make a bunch of guys,
a bunch of dudes, just a bunch of dudes,
just a bunch of humans.
Oh my God, Oda, please don't go there. Please stop. And then we see Moda again. That's the little milkmaid who fed Ace all those years ago, clocking a pirate on the head, not because she found strength within her, but because she's being literally mind controlled. So I give her none of the credit. I know I'm reaching here. I just hate this infection of like, now I don't know if this character actually deserves credit or not, because of this fucking goddamn flag shit. I know I shouldn't take it that seriously.
Until we get like confirmation on whether it like just gives them strength and the inspiration is hers, then we won't know.
I know everyone's going to give me shit for this. I am 100% aware of the fact, everybody, that Oda wants me to interpret this in the most positive way possible. Again, like I said, that it's just like everyone had this power. They really, really wanted to do it. They were just too scared, and they didn't know what they could do. And like that, Betty just gave them that knowledge, that little extra boost. But, in the real world, I'm applying real world logic here. I guess I shouldn't do that. Oh, whatever. Fuck me. Anyway, so they won the battle.
I don't think it's a bad thing that what you're saying.
You don't? That. That's good to hear. I appreciate that.
Anyway, we kill the guy and he's dead, and he's
dead.
Blackbeard won't let you get away with this, and they're like, Blackbeard doesn't give a shit. Blackbeard will shit on your grave, boy.
It's, but this is actually interesting. Like, the Revolutionary Army boys, they comment that, like, yeah, Blackbeard doesn't care about the people who serve under his flag. So, okay, we're definitely, right now, laying the groundwork for, like, characterizing Blackbeard more. We're talking about how Blackbeard, and we've already known this, that Blackbeard doesn't care about, like, even his individual crewmates. Like, he wanted strong people to work with him, but he's out for his goals. And, like that's how he's opposite Luffy. He's just like Luffy in the sense that he's just, like, ruthlessly pursuing his dreams and what he wants to do, with, obviously, albeit with a more, like, brutal edge to things and a more calculated way of approaching things. But he also, like, the way he's different is that Luffy loves his friends. Blackbeard doesn't love his friends. Ooh, bad guy. That's really what it boils down to. And, that, fair point. Fair point. That's going to bite Blackbeard in the ass. I guarantee it at some point in One Piece.
One of his crew members is going to stab him in the front.
But just like they did with with Whitebeard, stabbed him in the front a whole bunch. But here's my question. If someone doesn't get protection from Blackbeard, if they get beaten up by people, why would they work for Blackbeard in any capacity? Like, what are they getting out of this deal? Like, because they're not getting, like, the whole deal with, like, for example, remember that dude, whatever, like that cyborg guy who, like, Diaz Drake, like, fucked with before the time skip, that he went up to and he's like, yo, I'm a cyborg and I work for Kaido. If you fuck with me, you're gonna have Kaido on your ass. And Diaz Drake is like, that's exactly what I want. And that's why he fought him, because it would arise the ire and the interest of fucking Kaido to do that shit. But we're being told here that doesn't do anything with Blackbeard. So what is the incentive to, like, not fuck with these guys? Because Blackbeard just won't do anything.
I mean,
it doesn't work that way.
We don't know whether that's entirely true.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah.
But also, I think the benefits for being part of Blackbeard's underlings is that you can use his name and flag to intimidate people into giving up.
I just don't think it works this way. Like, the whole reason people are scared of people who fly the flag of, like, Big Mom or fucking, Whitebeard back in the day, or any of those guys, is because there was the reason that nobody fucked with Ace as he traveled around the world was because he was a Whitebeard boy, and he made it quite public with his big Nazi tattoo on his back. But so that was, like, a thing. Like, if you fuck with this guy, you got Whitebeard. I mean, this guy, he was actually a member of Whitebeard's crew, so it's a little different. But I'm just saying, like, if there's no threat of violence, if you fuck with these guys, I just don't think it, like, works. If you see what I mean. I don't know. I get your point as well. Like, maybe he's exaggerating. We don't know if this is actually exactly factual or anything. I just want to point that out to everybody, that it seems a little strange that this is the case. Like, Blackbeard should want to make people afraid of fucking with the people who work with him by destroying anyone who challenges them. That should be a thing they do. That's how all the other Yonko work. I don't know why he's different.
Yep.
I think Oda's trying to paint Blackbeard as particularly evil, as particularly, like, cutthroat, but by doing so, he's undercutting the entire Yonko system, in my humble opinion. But, whatever.
I mean, Blackbeard's always been a bit of a strange lad. Maybe, I mean, he became a Shichibukai as a means to an end, and maybe being a Yonko or what's the 5?
It'd be Golko, basically. Yeah. One of the emperors.
Maybe being a goal post is part of his plan. He doesn't care about it. Maybe he's gonna become king of the celestial dragons.
Yeah. He's definitely got plans to move up in the world as high as he can go. We'll just have to learn how that happens, I guess.
And then he's gonna try and become God, and then he's gonna meet Enel, and then he's gonna be like, whoa, fuck you.
That sounds fun. I want to see them hang out. The two men with the largest... I don't think Blackbeard has a big ego, but he's got huge ambition. Whereas Eneru just has a huge ego. and pretty big ambition, too. That's true. Okay, but anyway, moving on. So we're on the last page now. So here comes Betty. Just talking shit in the town. Hey, listen up, you weak, cowardly, idiotic townspeople. We're giving you this guy. The 50 million is yours for the taking. Here's contact information to get in touch with us if you need us, because you guys did good. Call us anytime. We won't abandon weaklings who want to rise up, with a big winning smile and showing off her pretty eyes. And everyone's like, we love you, Betty-sama! And, like, that's cool. I get it. But again, this moment is undercut because how much credit do they deserve, Betty? Like, if you hadn't done your thing, like, they would have, like, all been slaughtered. So...
She's just being a little patronizing.
If Oda gave me commentary that, like, here's the thing about Betty's this is probably what's going to happen. Like, I want to give Oda the benefit of the doubt because I know what his intentions are. It's obvious. If he were to write in somewhere like, by the way, just so you know, Betty's devil fruit power only activates on people. It only affects them if they already had the strength inside them. Like, it doesn't affect people who, like, aren't heroic inside, you know. It's just like a thing where it amplifies what's already inside people, as opposed to, like, changing who they are. I mean, I'm just gonna assume
I guess
that's the case.
What the case is, but, like, that's still sort of... I don't know,
it's weird.
Like, I feel like inspiration is supposed to get people into a position where they have inner strength, where they felt completely hopeless before.
I mean, okay, like, real situation. You got yourself a hot 14-year-old girlfriend. She's smoking, dude. She's smoking. And she's like, hey, buddy, you want to have sex with me? And you're like, oh, man, I probably shouldn't do this. And then Belo Betty fucking walks up, waves her fucking flag around, and she's just like, don't be a pussy. Get in that pussy. Go ahead and do it. Don't be scared. Don't let, just do it, man. Just do it. Don't be a bitch, because you know you want to. That girl's hot as fuck. Like, in that situation, who's going to jail? Am I going to jail because I fucked a 14-year-old girl? You tell me, world. You tell me. Real situation, Betty. I'm watching you. But seriously, though, that does illustrate my point in general here. It's like, who's responsible? How much credit do people deserve for doing these things? What if she makes people, like, murder someone they're really mad about? And I know I'm not supposed to read into that deeply, but I can't help it, goddammit.
And now the best part of the whole chapter.
Oh, here it comes.
What's his face says, hey, Karasu, you should turn on your loudspeaker. And he's like, oh.
What?
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry.
So he was speaking. This is a known issue with him that he, like, talks quietly. So he, like, has a thing in his silly old beak to be louder, but he forgot to turn it on.
He's so cute.
He's very good.
Literally my favorite revolutionary.
You know what I want to say?
More than Dragon, more than Sabo, more than everyone.
I mean, none of the others have done anything impressive. I don't know. I don't know. People are really, like, into Sabo. Frankly, the best revolutionary army member for me by a mile is Koala, because I know the most about Koala.
Better than Koala.
Better
than Koala.
No, Koala... Koala, like, looks like an overdressed, like, fucking pop star. I mean, that, like, isn't she supposed to be a fucking warrior? Why is she... It's because Oda loves sexy women. I get it. It annoys me from a narrative perspective, but fine, whatever. She looked better when she was, like, a freakish little child. You couldn't tell if she was, like, a boy or a girl. But, okay, moving beyond that, and I love the fact she's a fisherman karate master now. Cool. Here's what I want to say about these boys. Okay. This is just a larger point about like manga in general. So Heimerdinger, I couldn't give less of a shit about. Like, he has done nothing to impress me this chapter. His personality sucks. He just, like, wants to break stuff. He's, like, literally like fucking Heimerdinger Overwatch. I don't care. Everybody else has endeared me to them this chapter. And that was well, and that was just through personality alone. And I just want to recall to everyone's mind. Remember a little series called Bleach? And Bleach, on multiple occasions, would do a thing where they just introduce a whole swath of, like, new villains. And then they would be, like, the villains for now that we need to, like, contend with. And Bleach constantly did a terrible job of making me give a shit about any of them. If any of them. There'd be some that would get a little more developed. Like Grimjaw, like, his backstory eventually became something of interest when he was, like, the leader of a bunch of hollows, and he, whatever. He, like, felt an obligation to, like, grow strong to make up for the people he had killed and whatever, all that stuff. But, like, Ulquiorra, what the hell was that guy? I don't know. I don't give a shit. And then, like, all the others, they didn't have any fucking personality. All those other Arrancar.
But
yes.
They
Yes.
had swords. They did sword powers.
They were samurais.
Strange and weird. And they had paired off one after the other, one-on-ones to see what they did.
The problem with that is that, like, Kubo thinks of fucking, like, Bleach as, like, I want to make, like, fashionable, cool character designs and then, like, find a way to, like, fit them into the story. That's how he thinks first and foremost. I'll give them, like, some power. Like, why did, like, the black guy have, like, teleportation power? I don't know. He needed something. And compare that to our squad here in One Piece. Like, we have seen literally all the powers of all these characters previously. Well, actually, sorry. I bet we've seen the technological stuff from that guy in some elements of, like, the advanced, like, depiction. Lindbergh. We've seen, like, that the Revolutionary Army looks a little more high-tech than the rest of the world, so I'm inclined to think that he's responsible for this. Betty we haven't seen anything from, but she's, like, the new one from this chapter, so that's fine. We know the history of this digging guy. Karasu has even showed up before with this, like, transportation thing when he carried Sabo. So, like, on that front, I'm already invested in several of these characters in various ways, just by them showing up previously and doing small things. And now, in this chapter, like, we're being introduced to them in, like, a grand, like, and here they are. They're impressive, they're cool, they're on the move to do incredible things. And Oda also has time to slip in a bunch of, like, silly characterization shit. Like, the one's a big gay, the girl is, like, an asshole. I mean, that guy is literally a quirky gamer girl, and I wish he would shut the fuck up. And Karasu is adorable and great. So I just want to say, like, this is, you know, I have issues with specifically, like, the Heimerdinger guy is kind of boring. Don't care about him. Betty's power is kind of mishandled, but I like the idea behind Betty. So as a character, I actually quite like her. It's just that, you know, everything I said before, that's fine. But I'm impressed with this squad, and I want to see more, and I'm excited to see them do things. Because what I think is going to happen is these guys are going to be some of the major players at Reverie when they show up with, you know, Sabo and Dragon. Oh my god, Dragon's probably going to fucking do something for the first time in the series. Oh my god!
He's gonna blow some wind, and all the champagne glasses is gonna fall over, and they're gonna get everyone's dresses all soggy, and they're gonna be like, "Oh God damn it, Dragon!
Damn it, Dragon! This is why you're the most wanted man in the world."
The most dangerous slight breeze.
Indeed, I want to see a little arc of all of these characters, Sabo and Dragon, fighting at Reverie. Like, we've been introduced to them. This must be for a reason. Time to show them off. And let him do some dope shit. I want to see more. I want to see much more, frankly, of Betty more than anybody, because I want to see Oda redeem her in some small ways. Because I bet a lot of this will just be, like, obviously not as bad as I thought as time goes on and we see more of her. But you know, there's just a certain kind of reading that one can make of this. It's not so great. And Reverie's in 2 days, so these guys are on the way to Kamabaka Kingdom to head to Reverie. And it's gonna be some crazy shit.
Yes.
Any further comments? We're at the end of the chapter now. Oh, and at the end we see Moda again. I know Oda put her into this chapter a bunch because he wanted to show her off. God, I bet Oda feels so good to take a character from so long ago who lived in, like, a certain town and then, like, write an arc literally, like, over a decade later. Like, make something else important happen in that same town where Ace fucking went for milk and was hanging out and doing shit, and then he puts, like, some of the same characters in there, having grown up a little bit with the time skip, and he's just like, I'm cool. I make a cohesive, interesting world. Oh, and sorry, I was going to say the one other thing that's good about these characters as opposed to, like, the Bleach guys is that Bleach had a shitty world where I didn't give a shit about anything. All of these characters have a position and a role in the world that I understand and appreciate as, like, commanders of the Revolutionary Army in this case. That gives me information as to where they stand, who they oppose, what they stand for, what they want to do in the world, as opposed to the, like, blank slates you get with, like, every new batch of bad guys in a series like Bleach or Naruto. So, that's why One Piece is good and everything else is bad.
Yes, agreed. Can I go to bed?
I allow you to sleep now. Let's end this. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you below decks. Bye-bye.
Below decks in the Patreon.
Oh shit! Patreon.com/ the Podcast Pirates. Join the Discord. Join our community and give us money and tell us cool things about stuff. And that's
And there's a
everything.
brand new, freshly released, not safe for work chat for patrons only.
Oh, that's true. I guess we're using that to advertise.
The funniest fucking chat of all.
We made it's called Robin's Dick, everybody. It's called Robin's Dick. The best name for a One Piece not safe for work chat for
Dude, I love
patrons
that,
exclusively. Man. Isn't it great? I thought it was great. All right. We'll see you soon, everybody. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Good fucking bye.